Welcome to the Central European Rally, the only WRC event that takes place in 3 different countries on the same weekend. Quick note for setting the 2023 cars. Just move the springs and anti-roll bar sliders as many clicks left or right as I move them for the 2024 car, and vice versa. Finally, after such a long time since Rally Croatia, we get to race on asphalt again. So obviously, big differences are coming in the way we set up the car compared to the dirt or snow locations. For the toe angles, the front wheels are getting minus 0.6 degrees of toe out, so they can grip on that asphalt and force the car into turning smoother. At the rear, 0.9 degrees of toe in, because we need that extra stability when blasting through these tracks and for faster corner drive-outs. You may have noticed that the toe angles are not as high on asphalt as on dirt stages. That's because asphalt offers a lot of grip, so smaller angles work the same as higher angles do on dirt or snow. The camber, on the other hand, works exactly the opposite. Since the grip is much higher on asphalt, the tires are gonna get stretched more when taking turns, so you need to correct the deformation. For the front tires, as always, a higher setting is needed because these tires also pivot left and right to steer the car. Here in Central Europe, I've gone with the maximum value because there are some pretty fast sectors and they're full of turns. At the back, there is no need for such extreme values, minus 2.25 will ensure the rear end stays planted. Now, setting the differentials on asphalt comes with a catch. On dirt or snow stages, you don't really have much of a choice but to take the turns while going sideways, basically drifting. Now, how much you rotate the car is up to you. But on asphalt, you can choose between going grippy and taking a clean line throughout the corner, or just yanking the handbrake or doing some extreme weight transfer and drifting your way out of that turn. Don't get me wrong, both methods can be very fast, it just comes down to personal preferences. I like and recommend a cleaner and less smoky approach while cornering, so these are my values for the driving lock, braking lock and preload. This will give you precision and will make learning and perfecting a corner much easier. For a more drifty approach, you can lower both LSD preload settings, open the front driving differential, and lock the rear driving differential as much as possible. I don't like this approach because with asphalt tires, it's enough to clip just a little bit on the road shoulder and you're done. Even if you save it and don't spin, that aggressive corner correction will make you lose time. Dampers on asphalt stages may look easy to set up. Maximum stiffness everywhere and you're good to go. Well, actually no. There are a ton of factors you need to account for. I've set the slow bump to just +2 on the stiffer side, because the road surface on most of the tracks from Central Europe are bumpy. Having such open roads surrounded by pastures open a lot of possibilities for cutting, so we need to take advantage of this as much as possible. Having the slow bump set to stiff will make this harder, and you will mostly lose control when doing it, which will be in vain. The fast bump is set just one click over the slow bump, and the bump division is set lower to allow more road irregularities to be transferred as a fast bump as well, which will make up for a much stable and linear ride. Rebound is set just as the slow bump at +2 on the stiffer side. This is a stiff enough value that ensures the wheels are pushed down fast enough after bumps or jumps and also maintain good stability.
Hey, did you know that Nox has started memberships on his channel?
Oh wow, so what?
I mean, it has an offer like never seen before. No, really, you can ask for customized tuning setups.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if you sign up as chief engineer, you can tell him the location and the car you're struggling with, and he will make you a tuning setup and help you with any other adjustments.
No way!
Plus, you will get early access to WRC1 and WRC2 setups before they make it to YouTube, and a growing collection of tuning setups for various cars in various locations.
But this is also included for the engineer level, right?
Yes, you're right. So what you waiting for? In the braking tab, I just set the braking force at a value of around 4000 Nm. I felt that going higher than this led to more frequent locking, and this is something you don't really want to happen. The brake bias is set at just 74% on the front wheels. On asphalt stages you can usually go higher than this, but since these tracks are kinda fast, braking from very high speeds will easily overload the front tires, making them lock, so that's why I don't go over this value. The handbrake force is set at a medium-high value. As mentioned above, I like a more clean and planted approach when it comes to cornering on asphalt stages. But on some square turns, very tight U-turns or acute hairpins, I still feel the need to use the handbrake. This value will ensure that the rear wheels overcome the rubber resistance and lock the wheels easily, leading to a quick and smooth slide. By this time, I guess you heard me mention a few times how fast these tracks in Central Europe are, so the gearbox is set as follows. The final drive is just 5 clicks over the default value, which means it is set for speed. The first 3 gears are slightly shorter to allow for faster acceleration after taking turns, while the 4th and 5th gears are longer to allow for more speed. You can get up to 220 km per hour, something in real-life WRC will not be possible because the cars are limited to 200 km per hour or about 125 miles per hour. Since we're racing on asphalt and asphalt is way more smooth and less bumpy than its gravel or snow counterpart, the ride height can be set at minimum. This doesn't really apply to Mediterranean too, but that's a topic for another video. The spring rate again, like the dampers, can be set much stiffer. This will ensure the car doesn't wobble or scratch on the road surface when going over bumps because of the smaller ground clearance. To minimize the body roll, we're gonna take advantage of the smaller ground clearance and set the anti-roll bars to much higher values than before, because we want the car to be as rigid as possible, but also be able to handle all the bumps and road surface irregularities for a smooth ride. I know this video came a little bit late, but you know how the saying goes. Better late than never, so you can still leave a like, a comment below and subscribe to my channel for more setup guide videos. If you need a setup for a specific car in a specific location, you can join my channel members as a chief engineer and I'll get to work ASAP. I wish all of you guys a happy new year and as always, see you on the track. Bye bye!